Welcome back, guys. It is field work time, baby. Let's go. And so we are out here in the field, and we have a fertilizer spreader over there. We're putting fertilizer on this ground. As you guys might remember, this is last year's soybean ground, as in part of our crop rotation. It's currently got this much worked up. There's some more over there. Doobie's doing it diagonally like we always do. So it looks weird from here. It looks like he's done a lot from here, but it's at angles. But here he comes. So yeah. Or 7 acres of oats now, because it's the ones we're putting clover under. There are 3 triangles on the back 40 field back there. We call it the back 40. It's got 4 sections, 4 triangles split by an X waterway, and 3 of those sections are kind of marginal soil, especially for raising like corn and soybeans. So we are going to be putting hay on those. It's a little early to be putting hay down because it's kind of a risk, because if we get a frost we could lose it all. But we're going to wait to do that, so we're just going to do part of it for now, but it's most of it. The other part's like maybe 25 acres. The reason is because that field over there, we call field 4, we put that in hay a few years back, and it's time to get some of that good ground back. That's some good square flat ground, so that's the plan in this. This field right here is the back 40, the one that we are putting into oats this year. As you can see, there's 4 triangular sections separated by an X triangle. And as you can see, this back triangle here has a lot of sandy areas on it, not the greatest for row crops. This one has some marginal soil. This one's pretty decent, but the plan is, on this one right over here, is good row crop soil. The plan is to put these 3 triangles into hay, and to leave this one just regular row crop ground, and then to plant this big section with oats. That's what we're tilling right now. And so that is the plan for this year's oats and for the long-term hay operation. Now, we're putting this ground into hay so we can take this field right here, which is field 4, out, take the big square out of the middle of that field back into row crop ground because that is good flat ground. And then we might leave that section by the farmstead and the section by the road. So yeah, that's a little guide to what the hay field and crop oat plan is for this year. So I hope that squares everything up for you guys on our hay and our oat field setup for this year. I think it's a good plan. We're going to stick to it and stick along for the ride because we're going to be planting oats hopefully later today or maybe tomorrow, or most likely tomorrow, but we'll see. But we're going to be planting tomorrow for sure. As you can see, we are officially planting. So he's just kind of getting everything, finishing up with calibration and everything. And then we're gonna plant this whole field and that chunk we tilled over there. As you know, this chunk, and this chunk we're not doing right now. We'll be doing that end of the month, beginning of the next month. I don't know. It's the way we're gonna make this work is we're planting a later season oat here. And that's going to kind of help make them ready to harvest at the same time because we like to do it all at once, hopefully. And yeah, so good start. Also, for those you might be wondering, I will be dragging this field later with the drag harrow on the drag cart, but we're gonna be doing something a little different. I'm going to probably be running that thing with maybe about 4 different tractors this year because I have 3 old tractors and I have the one I'm gonna run it with primarily, the 7410, but I have the F20, the A John Deere, and the Farmall 560. Each of them are going to get a little bit of time on the drag cart. So yeah, you guys will like that. But we won't be doing that till tomorrow. So yeah. Well, it's the next day. It's a beautiful day out. A little breezy, but pretty good. So today we're going to get all the drilling done. In a few hours, I'm going to be out here with the drag harrow, and I'm going to start dragging this field here. And I'll proceed until I'm done, until we're done with all the acres. But so yeah, for those of you might wonder, I'm always out filming and I'm usually never running much equipment. Well, here's the thing. When we're doing this, I'm usually back at the farm, so doing a lot of repair. I usually do I service all the machinery. I go through and I get everything ready. I do run some field work. I do drag harrowing. I do a lot of tedding and raking during hay season. Run a lot of wagons in the fall. I run the entire soybean cleaning setup during harvest. I even harvested most of the oats last year. So yeah, I do some. It's just he's better at the field work than I am. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. Especially since he knows the GPS and the auto steer system a lot better than I do. I'm old school. head up, get the drag cart and clover seed. So let's keep doing this. Drag cart, hey John Deere. Let's see this thing snort a little bit. it doesn't quite have the right gear selection to go the speed I want. Fifth gear, it's a little bit hard taking off. It's a little too much for the tractor. But once you get up and going, it's fine. Fourth gear is great, although it's not fast enough. So, I guess that is our assessment of the John Deere on the drag cart. Now, let's go get a different tractor. Next up, let's get the Farmall F20 out. Let's fire her up. Well, not quite. There we go. So I tried pulling the drag over there with the F20 and well, to be honest, it can't pull it. It doesn't have enough power. It's got torque, but it just doesn't have enough power to pull that drag. So the John Deere can pull it, it's not well. This can't pull it, but I know the Farmall 560 will. So we're going to go get the 560 and then go from there. Alright, so those last two tractors did not work on the drag cart, but a tractor that I know will work on the drag cart is this one right here. This one just got some new tires. It's the Farmall 560, and we're gonna take it out and do some dragging with it. So let's fire her up. All right, so I'm running this tractor. I'm actually gonna switch to the 7410 now because, so a little while back I did an upgrade to this hitch. I put a new turnbuckle on. Since it was a little bit custom, I had to make some bushings to go in there. Well, it's in there. They're not quite working the way I want them to, and this big master pin right here keeps sliding out. I mean, it's not going to completely come off, but it's going to ruin the pin if it keeps sliding out of the one hole. So I need to take this up. I need to redo that bushing so it can't slide out. But I'm just going to go straight to the 7410. So we're going to drop the drag right here. Now we're at it, ladies and gentlemen. 7410, as you guys might remember, that was the tire that was the bearing that blew up, well, burned up last year. We are just dragging away. Everything's working nice up. It's leaving a nice bed out there versus out there. It removes all the tire tracks and ridges, makes this field a little more even, which in turn is just going to make it a little better over the rest of the year. So yeah, and it helps kind of work, and it works the clover in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's doing. Yep. Here we are. All right, everyone. All that drilling and everything is all done. Drag harrowing and everything. And then probably late this month, early next month, we're going to do the last part while we seed some hay down. Now, one little thing I got to point out that happened yesterday was, just a minute. I hurt myself. So I was adjusting one of the drag sections, and then I got to do that, and I went to pull a bunch of trash that had built up underneath one of them a little too much. And I let her down, set her right down into my foot. A hole right there. Sliced into the side of my toe. Really fine. It's feeling a little better today, but it's gonna take a bit to heal. But yeah, I learned a little bit need to be more careful. Don't make the same mistake. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.